Hey guys. Oh, shoot. Okay. So, welcome. Thank you guys for joining me today. If you are watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments so I can say hello to you and thank you for watching. If you are joining live, just say hello so I know you're here. And we have, due to popular demand and ideas and suggestions that you guys have had, I have decided to release our 8-week balance and vitality weight loss program early. Okay, so I've been using this program for the last several months and kind of refining it with my private clients. I'm going to be redoing a few other things to hopefully simplify the process and the way that I coach and work with people, because I feel like this is just, I was overcomplicating things. It was kind of like throwing a lot of darts at you all at once, and it was a little bit overwhelming. So I have simplified things and just taken a deeper dive into looking at these different pieces, these different components. And as I have done that, people are getting more success out of it. They're accomplishing their goals a lot faster. They feel empowered. They don't have this sense of overwhelm. They're able to set weekly goals and achieve and accomplish those weekly goals over and over and over again. And at the end of that, they have a maintenance plan to continue on achieving their goals or maintaining where they're at right then, and then, for a couple months, and then maybe start back into the weight loss process, which can be really healthy and helpful to your body, instead of always trying to be in that weight loss mentality. So they typically do 12 weeks, transition into a maintenance, and then transition back into a weight loss program, depending on how much they have to lose. So I'm talking people who have 50, 100 pounds to lose. They're going to do that piece of weight loss, maintenance, weight loss. They're going to kind of cycle through that program. If you only have like 10 pounds, 20 pounds, absolutely you can achieve that in the 12 weeks or 8 weeks. Depending on how dedicated you are and how focused you are and being able to do all those things. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dive in a little bit. Today we're going to be talking about macros. We're going to be talking about the difference between macros and micros, and I'll tell you what those are in just a second. And then tomorrow we're going to be talking about the 5 fundamentals of living a healthy lifestyle. Okay, we're going to break those all down for you. All right, like I've got something in my eye. Maybe not. All right. Okay, so what are macros? Macros are the big nutrients in the food. So they are the proteins, the carbs, and the fats. Okay, so there are people who go through a process of counting macros. Now, what I've seen a lot of people do who are counting their macros is they know what macros chicken is, and they know what macros brown rice is, and they know what macros green beans are. So they're eating chicken, brown rice, green beans, 3 meals a day, and they, for snack, they'll do like a yogurt or maybe like some yogurt and some rolled up turkey or chicken, or they'll transition into having like a peanut butter tortilla with peanut butter and like banana on it. And it's just really kind of a silly process because they're not, the issue with that, the problem with that is they're not getting the micronutrients. So micronutrients are the tiny pieces that make up that food, those vegetables, the rice, the chicken, the steak, all of those different pieces. So micro is, think all the vitamins, minerals, omega fatty acids, amino acids. So amino acids are proteins, antioxidants, all of the different components that make up whatever that food is. Okay, we'll kind of break that down here in just a second. Just for my own, make sure I'm telling you guys everything right. I'm gonna find my little cheat sheet. Okay, got it up. So macro is the big protein, carbs, fats. We'll break that down in a second. And then the micronutrients, which I just broke down, the vitamins, minerals, omega fatty acids, amino acids, or proteins, and the antioxidants. So that's kind of the difference. So when you are eating the macronutrients over here of only these select 5-10 foods, you're not going to have the variety necessary to meet all the micronutrients. I've seen this happen over and over and over again. I have several friends who are in the health and fitness industry, right? Kind of in that industry. So we all, birds together, flock together kind of thing. They count those macros. And that's why I was like, I don't want to teach that. That's not fun. Because I was seeing that people were eating those macros and they were limiting themselves to these 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 foods. And they were suffering in all these other areas. They were having more headaches, their energy, their vitality, their mood, their emotion, their all these other different pieces were not functioning well. They were losing the weight, but other areas of their life were suffering. They weren't able to sleep. They didn't have the energy, the vitality. They didn't have the mental capacity, the brain fog, the bandwidth for their brain, right? All of those different components were suffering so much because they weren't hitting all those antioxidant, their immune system, that's a good one, that I forgot to mention. Their immune system wasn't working. They were getting sick constantly, or they still are. Some of them still are doing this. They're still in that habit and that pattern. And hormones imbalancing. I have friends who are doing this, and they have been hospitalized for weeks on end because they've had health issues. And it's been really difficult for me to see and to watch from a sideline and be like, but I know what you need to do. I know what you need to change, but that's not my place. That's not my place to go into their life and say, hey, you need to fix this, or this is what you need to do. I try not to give out too much unsolicited advice because that could just really deter people. Every once in a while I'll say, hey, can I share something with you? Or, take it as a grain of salt. Here's this article, here's this PubMed research that may be assistance to you to help you get to the root cause of the things that you're dealing with and you're coping with. All right. So we need macronutrients. We need protein, carbs, and fats, whether you're vegetarian, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, all those things. You need those big components. Those are the things that make up our food, right? If you look at a nutritional label, and I don't have one close, you will see listed on there fats, protein, carbohydrates, sodium levels, and sometimes there's other things listed. Those are typically cholesterol is on there too. Let me see. I think I have one in here. Make sure I'm hitting all those pieces. Okay, so there's calories, fat, cholesterol, sodium, carbs, sugars, and proteins. And then sometimes they'll list the vitamins, minerals, and other things on there. But typically this is going to be backwards for you guys if I flip it up. But typically when people are reading nutritional labels, which we'll get into in 3 days. So we're going to do macros and micronutrients today. Tomorrow we're doing fundamentals, and then we're going to talk about reading nutritional labels. So day 3. People are looking at the calories. They're looking maybe at the sugar and maybe not paying attention to other things, or they're just looking at the protein. So on day 3, we're going to learn all about more of that. Okay. Hey, whoever's jumping on, Mary Shell, I see that you have joined us. Hello. And who else is on, you guys? Say hello. I want to know who's here. All right. Okay, so now we're going to break down protein, carbs, and fats and what that looks like when you're reading a nutritional label, because proteins, carbs, and fats are made up of different components. It's not just a fat, it's not just a protein, and it's not just a carbohydrate. There's a combination of both of them in every kind of food, okay? So let me give you the breakdown. Carbohydrates are typically good carbohydrates. Let me not process carbohydrates. Good carbohydrates that have the wheat, the bran, like brown rice or even like a jasmine rice, things like oatmeal, things like wheat, things like barley, things like sweet potatoes. Okay, you guys get the picture, right? Those carbohydrates are typically 80 calories with 15 grams carbs and 15 grams of protein. Okay, so if you're flipping over a label and you're looking at this label and you're saying, wow, this has 15 grams of carbs and only 3 grams of protein, and you're trying to meet your amount of protein, you would probably put that back, right? But our body needs a certain level of carbohydrates to function, to have the brain function, to have the bandwidth that we need to perform our everyday functions, okay? So that's carbohydrates. Our fats, okay, good healthy fats. This is butter, coconut oil, ghee, olive oil, avocados, things like that, healthy fats, nuts, seeds. Those are the big ones, okay? Those types of things, when you're looking at, let's say, the calorie count, it's going to be a lot higher, right? If we eat half of an avocado, I think it's like 150 calories, right? And so some people, if they're counting calories, they're going to put that back and they're not going to eat that avocado, even though it has a lot of good healthy fat and a lot of other micronutrients that your body needs to sustain itself. Same thing with olives. I've met many, many women who say, I'm not going to eat olives because they're filled with fat, even though I like them and even though they taste good and even though I love them. And I'm like, wait a second, why are we cutting out those foods when they provide us with good things for our body? They provide us with that healthy fat that we need for our brain and for hormone production for us women, right? We need to have those healthy fats to be able to have a menstrual cycle, to be able to not struggle with our estrogen and our progesterone and our testosterone levels. We need that, okay? So fats are about 45 calories, and they're made up of 5 grams of fat. So again, if you're looking at that nutritional label and it says 5 grams of fat, and you're like, oh, I'm trying to stay away from fat. Fat is bad for me. No, certain types of fats are bad for you, right? Trans fats are bad for you. And we'll talk about that again on day 3 when we are going to be talking about healthy fats versus non-healthy fats and how to find hidden trans fats in our food, okay? And then the last one that we're going to talk about is protein. So protein is about 150 calories per serving of protein, and it's made up of 25 grams of protein and 5 grams of fat. So if I was to go pull a chicken breast out of my fridge and eat about 4 ounces of that chicken, that would be equivalent to about 25 grams of protein and about 5 grams of fat, right? I need all of that, okay? So let's take a deeper dive in and look at some of the other things. Okay, so vegetables. Vegetables, typically a serving size for any kind of vegetable is about a cup, like a measuring cup of raw vegetables. So if you want to put like a salad in there, kind of smash it down, because we know like lettuce and all of those things kind of like fluff up. So, or even double it. I would probably double it if you're trying to measure it out. Do 2 cups of like a salad, but it would compress down to about a cup. Okay. So a cup of cooked vegetables, a cup of raw vegetables, and a half a cup of cooked vegetables. Okay, that would be your serving size for vegetables. That is equivalent to about 30 grams or 30 carbohydrates, 5 grams of carbohydrates, and 2 grams of protein. So you're going to be getting in that additional protein to help with a balanced meal. Okay, and then a piece of fruit, so like a small apple, a small pear, an orange, grapefruit, banana, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all of that is about 60 calories, and it makes up about 5 grams of carbohydrates. Okay, dairy per serving, and again, this just kind of varies based off the dairy that you're eating. So I think a cup of whole milk is like a quarter, or a serving size of milk is about a quarter cup. So perfect for a small bowl of cereal or something like that. That would be equivalent to 10 carbohydrates, 6 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fat. So where would that fall into, whoa, where does that fly? Where would that fall into like the healthy eating pyramid, right? Like we were all taught that healthy eating pyramid where they have carbohydrates and meat and dairy, or no, I think it was like fruits and vegetables, meat and dairy, and then they had like a small triangle at the top for sweets. It's been a long time since I've looked at one of those. Now they have a new program where they're teaching you how to build your plate with proteins, carbs, fruits and vegetables, and then a small thing of fat and a dairy at every meal. And there's some gaps in there. I think we're starting to get closer to the right track, but how do I say this? Well, I'm going to just share with you, that's kind of how I break up my food. So we have protein, carbs, fats, vegetables, fruit, and the dairies and the alternative type foods, okay? So I typically have 6 different areas that I try to eat every single day. And I try to fit in a wide variety, obviously trying to get in adequate vegetables and fruit to make sure that I have the fiber to keep my digestive system working well, and to also help fuel the good gut bacteria that helps keep my immune system healthy and strong. So anyways, that's kind of the difference between macronutrients and micronutrients. I may get on here in a little bit and talk about how carbohydrate, like why people think carbohydrates are bad. If you guys are interested in that, actually, why don't you guys tell me if you guys are interested in learning about the blood sugar story with carbohydrates and why carbohydrates kind of got a bad reputation. Let me know in the comments, because that will help me gauge your interest in how much I should share, how much you don't care, all of those different things, because I want to be making sure that I'm adding value into your life and that you guys have the tools necessary and the resources necessary to continue on your own health journey. Okay, so let me know about the protein, carbs, and fats. And again, today we talked about macronutrients and micronutrients. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the 5 fundamentals. And then day 3, we're going to be talking about food labels. But I have a few things planned after that. But if you guys want me to throw in some information about carbohydrates we'll go ahead and hit that here pretty quickly. As a reminder, we have launched our Balance and Vitality weight loss program. Okay, you guys have a fast action bonus right now to save 30% off of your cost, which I should have done the numbers, but as I remember, it was just over $1 a day for you to invest in your health. I've already had a few people schedule the discovery calls to make sure that this was a good fit for them, make sure it was a program that they would be able to follow. And because I don't want you guys to spend your money if it's not going to be a good fit for you, if you're not going to get something out of it and it's not going to be beneficial to you. I don't want to waste your money. I don't want to waste your time. And that is why I am offering a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. So if you're like, maybe, I don't know, go ahead and either buy it or schedule a discovery call and see if it is a good fit for you. If there's someone else that I know that's going to be a better fit for you and what you need to accomplish your goals, I will definitely refer you to that person, just because I care more about you guys getting the results. And as an extra bonus, whoever enrolls in the Balance and Vitality program, I'm going to be giving away a free Instant Pot after the program closes. Okay, so we're going to start on November 5th, which is Monday. Yeah, November 5th. And I will be giving it away on the 6th because you can still join. I think I might close enrollment up a couple days before that, probably on the 3rd. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. Pretty sure I'm going to close it on the 3rd. That way I have a few days to wrap up some loose ends and get you guys all the information that you need. So, super excited. All right, guys, we'll chat with you a little bit later.